This story comes to us from WTOP.com. Now, remember, there was two police cars that were racing in Washington, D.C. last April, and they crashed out. Remember that? The one senior officer was recording it as they crashed. Yeah. Well, now they've come to a disposition with it. A former D.C. police officer accused of racing another officer in Northeast D.C. neighborhood last spring that resulted in the crash of both cruisers has pleaded guilty to reckless driving and agreed to pay a fine. Yes, he's going to pay a whopping $350 fine. Can he write a check? Humias Khan, who was a probationary officer at the time of the crash, was fired by the department soon after. And March 14th of this year, he's pleaded guilty to the single count of reckless driving as part of a plea deal with the office of D.C. Attorney General Karl Racine, who apparently is a Blue Line supporter of that sentence. Under the agreement, listen to this, the office dismissed two more serious charges against Khan. Aggravated reckless driving causing property damage of more than $1,000, and aggravated reckless driving causing bodily harm and injury. So those two reckless driving counts were dismissed. He just pays a whopping $350. Listen to how much the damage was. The Washington Post first reported guilty plea on Monday. The plea deal requires Khan to pay a $100 fine and $250 payment to the district fund for victims of violent crimes. What about victims of street racers? What about that? The other officer in the crash, this is actually a political move by the Attorney General. You get it, right? The other officer in the crash, Jarita Millington, also pleaded guilty to a single count of reckless driving last September under a similar plea agreement. Millington, who remains employed by the department, is on a non-contact status following an internal investigation, according to a D.C. police spokeswoman. Now, court documents said Khan and Millington were in their police cruisers on Anacostia Avenue in Northeast in April of 2021 when they had a brief conversation and then took off speeding. With Millington in the lead, both cruisers hit speeds of nearly 50 miles per hour in a 20 mile per hour zone. And Millington's cruiser crossed into Khan's path and he crashed.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, fuck. Ooh. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Check up, bro. Check up. Oh.
Now, authorities said both cruisers were totaled and the damage was estimated at $21,800. $21,800. And he has to pay a whopping $350 fine. And I guess if she had a similar plea agreement, let's just say she had to pay $350. So both these two paid $700 for $21,800 damage. If it was you or I who were not police officers and we did this street racing thing, we would see jail time or at least probation. We'd be paying restitution for the damage to the properties. These two get $350 fine. Oh, they got fired. Yeah, he'll go be a cop somewhere else. She's still working for the department. In a non-contact status, she's probably got the same salary. Now, the D.C. police chief, Robert Conti, called the crash embarrassing for the department. And that's because the crash occurred a few days before district officials unveiled their plan for tackling summer crime. They were going to unveil this plan to get me to talk straight. No, they were going to unveil this plan for tackling summer crime, and here these two crash out their police cars. So he said, it's embarrassing for the department. What are you going to do, Chief? Well, let's fine them $350, and we'll drop all the other charges.